Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm doing a hand-tied arrangement using artificial flowers, and it's going to be all monochromatic, just simple white roses with white baby's breath, and then the only filler, the only greenery I'm using is spiral eucalyptus. So I've got two bundles of white roses that I got from Hobby Lobby. Actually, all the artificial flowers are from Hobby Lobby here. And I'm just starting off by trimming them off the gathered bundle. And then I clip away all of the greenery. And I'll just kind of clean up the stems so that there's nothing poking out, and remove all the tags and all that. So I've got the white roses. I'm going to do the same thing for the baby's breath and then the spiral eucalyptus. Something that might be nice to introduce this bouquet to would be some Dusty Miller, which is kind of like a silvery green, and doing like a little collar of that around the base of the bouquet. However, I just stuck with the spiral eucalyptus. I have a lot of it. And I really like the texture, especially with the baby's breath, and then just the simplicity of the white roses. After separating the spiral eucalyptus from its family on the stems there, I'm going to just give it a gentle push up, and then that way that gives me a clean stem to work with, and it moves all of the blossoms and the fun and the good stuff to the top. You can clip them off separately and wire each one individually to give you more control over where they land. However, I like the idea of having a bigger bundle that's going to push my flowers out into the space that I want them to be. When doing a hand-tied arrangement, you do need quite a few flowers to kind of give those blossoms a push into the position of where you want them. Yes, they are artificial flowers and you can just bend the stems, but it is nice to do it kind of more of a natural way, as if it was fresh flowers too, because it gives it a little bit more of a realistic feel. So of course I start out with, surprise, surprise, a white rose, and then I'm going to put my baby's breath around it and work in the greenery. I want the greenery from the top to the bottom, mainly on the bottom, but I do want that throughout the bouquet. I don't want it to be a surprise at the end. So one thing that I did find that hadn't crossed my mind was, well, this is going to be a relatively bigger bouquet. Some of the stems on the roses and the eucalyptus were smaller. So because it's such a big bouquet, it was a little bit difficult to hang on to. And I had a little struggle at the end there, trying to get everything together nice and tight. So it made a smaller handle too. So if that should happen, this is a prime bouquet to do a natural, how do I put it, like a natural stem wrap onto it, which doesn't make any sense. But if you get to the end of the video here, I'll link another video. I think it's called like a glam up, and I add little sparkles to the flowers, but I also add rose stems along the base of the handle, or along the handle, so that it looks like an actual natural handle. uh, Maybe I'll cut in like a little picture here. But this is a perfect bouquet for that, because it's going to give you the a bigger handle for one, a longer one to hang on to. I usually like to do about 2.5 hands down from the base. And these stems were just too short for that. But it will also give it a bigger depth, I guess is where it'll be thicker, so it's a little bit more to hang on to, and it will also even out the handle itself, because once I got all done, there were some that were short, some that were long, and it just kind of all came down into like a point. So so if you want to fast forward and get to the very end, the attached video will be how to do that with the stem. But this is the perfect bouquet for that. Plus, it's busy but yet simple on top, so adding a little bit more pizzazz to the handle and the base of it would make this bouquet even better. And I'm going to try to, I'll probably finish it that way. For the video, I just tied it off and I wasn't quite sure what to do with the stem, but I think I'm going to go ahead and finish it that way with a natural handle. And I'll probably post it out on my store there. So if you are interested in this bouquet, it should be up for sale. There'll probably be a link to this video as well. But back to the design itself. So working monochromatic, one flower, and then along with the fillers, spacing is the important part because you just want that consistent repetition of flower space, flower space. If you start bunching them up too close together, then you create a new focal point. Anything that's going to break away from the norm is going to pull your eye to that spot. So that's why you see a lot of fluffing going on here, a lot of pulling, a lot of pushing, because you want that same plane, same surface area. You want that perfect shape and you want that perfect spacing, so that people enjoy the whole bouquet and not just focus on one spot. So I can't remember if I already did it, but I did have to tie it off a little bit as I went. Of course, as I mentioned, the stems are a little bit hard to hang on to. So by using the wax floral tape there, that will give it, it will hold the bouquet together a little bit tighter, so it allows you to relax your hand a bit more. But you can still mess with the flowers and pull them in and out, push them up and down, and rearrange it without having a wire in the way. So if you do have to go along and just kind of tie it off because your hands get tired or it's hard to hang on to, you can always use the wax floral tape there just to kind of pin it in place until you're ready for it. So once I was all done, I used the chenille stem, and I had a struggle there with the chenille stem to tie it off. So you see me cut the video a little bit, and you see half of the chenille stem down there because it was driving me nuts. But once I have it all wired, I'm going to cover up that chenille stem with a wax floral tape to make sure nobody gets poked. But like I said, it is a perfect bouquet to do a natural stem wrap on it. I'll have that link at the end, and then if you want to see it all completed, you can visit my store, and I'll have photos there. But there you go, you can see it's all tied off and then wrapped with the wax floral tape, more fluffing, and there we go. Made it all the way to the end. Thank you so much for watching.